Mr. Robert felt troubled. He went out on the front porch and sat in his grandmother's big green wicker rocker, and he rocked, and he rocked, and he rocked.
He put his head back and closed his eyes. He could smell the perfume from the blossoms on the tall magnolia tree in the side yard. He could hear the bees buzzing around the abelia bushes in the front yard. He could hear the morning doves, the color of evening, cooing in the backyard. And Mr. Robert remembered. He remembered all the way back 50 years ago when he was a very little boy.
He remembered Willie Rudd, now surely gone to heaven if anyone ever has. He remembered the feel of Willie's big lap covered with flowered apron, the feel of Willie's generous bosom against his cheek. He remembered Willie's songs rumbling up through her large body and out her mouth.
Hush, hush, somebody's calling my name. Hush, somebody's calling my name. Hush, hush, somebody's calling my name. Oh my Lord, what shall I do?
He remembered her wearing leather shoes, split on the sides to comfort those feet that used to give her such misery. He remembered her on her knees, scrubbing the patterned linoleum floor.
Mr. Robert opened his eyes. He stood up and went into the house. He got his pen and his best writing paper with the flowers on the border. Then he sat down and wrote.
Dear Willie Rudd, I'm writing this letter for my mother and for my grandmother and for me. I'm writing to say thank you, and I'm writing to say I'm sorry for anything any of us might have done to make you sad. Most of all, I'm writing to say I wish you could come and see me once again.
This time you would come in my front door, not my back door.
You would eat with me at our polished table on the good china, not in the kitchen alone.
We would go to the movies and sit together in the front row.
We would ride the bus, and you would sit in the front seat with me beside you.
We would sit on the front porch and sing songs, and I would bring you iced tea in my grandmother's crystal glass. Then I would see you to the door and hug you goodbye and say, "Come again soon, Willie Rudd. I miss you, Robert. P.S. I never told you I love you, and I do."
Then Mr. Robert folded the letter and tied it to a shiny red kite. He walked slowly to the top of the hill. And when the wind had grown strong enough so that his gray hair blew back from his face, he let go of the kite, string and all.
After a bit, Mr. Robert walked back down the hill and sat in the big green rocker on the front porch. The sun was going down, the moon was coming up. He could smell the perfume from the blossoms of the magnolia tree. The sound of bees around the abelia bushes was getting fainter and fainter. The morning doves, the color of evening, called to each other in the backyard.
And Mr. Robert rocked and rocked and rocked.